All right, let's get straight to it. There's a war being waged right now. The battlefield? It's not some far-off country. It's inside your skull. And the prize they're fighting for is your attention, your decisions, basically your free will. This isn't science fiction. It's your Tuesday afternoon.
And no, we're not talking about a cage with steel bars. This one's way more clever. It's built from your own habits, your impulses, and your desires, all of which have been carefully, and I mean carefully, engineered by people you've never met.
Before you give a knee-jerk yes, just stop and think for a second. How many things did you do today because you decided to? And how many were just reactions?
To get what's happening, you have to accept a really uncomfortable truth about the world we live in. In this invisible economy of clicks, data, and attention, you're not the customer, you're the product, a resource, something to be harvested. Seriously, think about your day. That mindless scroll on your phone that just happened. The impulse buy, that extra snack you weren't even hungry for. Most of your life is on autopilot. And the real question is, who wrote the code for that autopilot? It sure wasn't you. Yeah, I know, it's a harsh term, but is it wrong? When your behavior becomes so predictable that it's profitable for someone else, you stop being a free agent. You become a manageable asset in their system. Human livestock. So why? Why would anyone want you to be in this zombie-like state? It's simple. It's because an unconscious consumer is the perfect consumer. You chase cheap dopamine hits, you trade your precious time for mindless distraction, and you buy stuff you absolutely do not need. A conscious person who thinks for themselves? Well, that's just bad for business.
And this is not some niche market. We're talking about over $3.5 trillion. That's the size of the machine that runs on your autopilot mode, from social media to the junk food industry. Your distraction isn't a side effect, it is the product. Your lack of awareness is literally their profit margin.
Now look, the state you're in, it's not entirely your fault, but it is 100% your fight. This is an undeclared war, and the territory being fought over isn't land, it's your ability to think clearly. The prize isn't oil or gold, it's your own autonomy. This is really the whole conflict right here. 2 columns, 2 ways to exist. On the left, you've got the predictable, manipulable product, and on the right, the autonomous, self-mastered person. Every single choice you make, whether you realize it or not, pushes you into one of these 2 columns.
So how do they keep you locked in that left column? It's not with chains. It's with something way more effective, a modern fog. It's this constant, low-level state of distraction, anxiety, and exhaustion that makes it impossible to ever get the mental clarity you need to actually fight back.
And this fog isn't some natural phenomenon. It's manufactured. Industrial sugar clouds your brain. The constant buzz of notifications shatters your focus. The algorithm-driven stress and outrage keeps you in a state of fight or flight. And sleep deprivation? That just demolishes your willpower. These aren't just features of modern life. They are weapons. This system didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It was designed by very smart, very well-paid professionals whose entire job is to keep you distracted, predictable, and profitable. Let's meet the architects, shall we? You've got addiction engineers in Silicon Valley who design things like infinite scrolls specifically to hijack your brain's reward system. You've got food scientists who engineer bliss points in junk food to make you physically dependent. And you've got emotion manipulators who use your own data to push your buttons and drive impulsive behavior. And don't for one second think this is an accident. The people who create these systems know exactly how potent they are. It's why they often shield their own families from them. They're like drug dealers who know better than to get high on their own supply. They know they're building a cage and they're selling you the ticket.
Okay, so you're in a cage. You're in a war. What now? Well, your most powerful weapon isn't some complex strategy. It's simple. It's powerful. It's a single word that lets you reclaim your power. No. To use it, you have to completely flip your mental script. Right now, your default setting is probably yes. Yes to the notification, yes to the distraction, yes to the impulse. Your new script, your new operating system makes no the default. Everything is forbidden until it earns a conscious, deliberate yes from you. And this is about way more than just turning down a donut. This is about reclaiming total sovereignty over your life, your time, your attention, the food you eat, even the words you speak. The default answer is now no. You are the bouncer at the club of your own mind. So this is your new filter for every decision that comes your way.
First, you assume the answer is no. The default is forbidden. This simple step forces you to actually justify a yes. Do you have an excellent reason? Does this thing actually serve your real long-term goals? And the big one, are you making a conscious choice, or are you just running a program?
Think of it like a defense system. Your situational awareness, just paying attention, is the radar. It spots the incoming threats, the temptations, the distractions. And your disciplined no is the anti-missile system that shoots them down before they can hit.
Because when it all boils down, you will be mastered by something. The only question is, what's it going to be? Your own conscious will? Or the impulses and addictions that other people have carefully programmed into you? The path out of this is clear. It starts with resistance, just seeing the cage for what it is. Then you move to rebellion, actively installing that no filter. From there, you achieve liberation, as good habits start to become your new autopilot. And the final stage, mastery, where you're basically immune to the fog. Look, this war is happening whether you choose to fight or not. So the only real choice you have is which side you're on. Are you going to be a product, or are you going to be a person? A puppet or the master?
Saying no isn't easy. It takes effort. It's a kind of pain. But here's the key. The pain you choose is called discipline, and it leads to freedom. The pain that is imposed on you, that slow, creeping misery of a life controlled by others, that is slavery. You have to choose your pain.
They want you distracted. They want you predictable. They want you hooked on their cheap dopamine. The only question left is, are you going to let them have you? Don't be their useful, dopamine-driven puppet.